Thank you for calling the York Regional Police non-emergency line. If this is a call for emergency services, please hang up and dial 911. If you know the extension of the person you are calling, please enter it now. To speak with the police district, please press 1. For one district located at 429 Harry Walker Parkway South in Newmarket, covering King, Newmarket, East Gwillimbury, and Aurora, please press 1. For two district located at 171 Major Mackenzie Drive West in Richmond Hill, covering Oak Ridges, Richmond Hill, and Thornhill, please press 2. For three district located at 3527 Baseline Road in Georgina, covering Sutton, Keswick, and Pepperlaw, please press 3. And for
Wait while I transfer your call.
Two district front desk.
Morning, madam. Is there one of the detectives available either today or what days would they be in?
We have detectives in roughly 24/7.
Okay.
But saying that they're in, I'm stating that they're in service.
100%.
They're usually out on the road, so just like officers, they'd have to be dispatched
Perhaps
to come back to the district.
Perhaps I could give you a bit of an outline. You can direct me of what I should do.
Okay.
So I was a victim of an identity theft, fraud by deception, out of a corporation out of Illinois, in Illinois, USA. They were using my identity and my elder mom's identity and trying to incriminate me, claiming I was a criminal disorderly tenant living in their building establishment, when I was actually living in Canada with the border closed between countries, and this property management company for this multi-billion-dollar corporation, failing to do their job, decided to steal my identity and lie to a judge and sheriff and attest that I reside in the building and tried to defraud my elder mom for tons of money and myself.
Okay, have you filed a police report?
So Detective Juner and Detective McCrae, back in 2021, they filed it for me, and they were helping guide me with the Victim Protection Service and so forth. I followed their guidelines. The problem, and then I reported to the RCMP and the FBI because they told me this was in the United States.
Yes.
So Detective Juner and McCrae tried to contact the jurisdiction where it took place in Elmhurst, Illinois, and much as I've been getting dodged by them, they wouldn't call back York Region Police, and they were dodging the York Region Police's officers from relaying the information. York Region told me that it's not their jurisdiction, and I have to go there, and that's what the FBI told me to do.
Awful. We hate when we have to say that.
Yeah, and I completely respect that. I understand that. So I decided, I'm a medical scholar. I said, okay, I'm going to go and report it. And I presented, as soon as they told me and the border opened up, I went all the way there, brought the victims of the crime with me. I even started wearing a body camera to show and brought in evidence. The deputy chief of that department tried to clear his name by having me, I even recorded it, he's there too. He tried to claim, oh, we've looked into all of this, and I must have talked to the detectives in York Region and yourself for hours, which he never did, because I showed him the time logs. And then he tried to claim that the FBI said all is okay. And I'm like, you mean this consensual recording with the FBI telling me that I should throw you to internal affairs? As soon as I showed that, he started telling me that he was going to appoint a detective or a commander to look into this because it's fraud by deception, elder abuse, disability abuse, perjury on courts and sheriffs, attempted incrimination repeatedly. I even have a settlement where the lawyers asked me to destroy multimedia evidence and not provide it to the government. And I kept coming in to that police department trying to get them to comply because my mom is 74 years old. She's elderly. And the young girl that they incriminated to try to make her look like she was, when the management company damaged their own building, tampering with settings, using my identity, pretending I was a disorderly criminal tenant living in that building. And when they failed to entrap me, because they had sent via email something called a memorandum against eviction, They wanted me to falsify state government documents asking me to attest to being living in that building so they could make me look accountable for the premeditated damages they were doing to their own buildings. When I said I didn't even know what attesting meant because I'd never been to court in my life, the lawyers here told me attesting is if you lie under attestation, that's perjury and it's a crime. I didn't sign it. I told them, are you guys crazy? And I recorded that phone call of them trying to get me to falsify the government document. They then asked for me to send someone to collect the abandoned property. My fiance, Caroline, she has special needs. She's a good girl and she lives with her mom in a different city than where that building's located. She comes per their request. And the staff literally try to chuck her under the bus, follow and record her, trying to say she was the criminal tenant living there the whole time. And I'm like, what do you mean? We have no contract with you. She's not even on the lease, you sons of bitches. And then when I started exposing that, then they didn't know what to do, so the lawyer said, let's try to settle with you. The problem is...
Have you mentioned any of this to Junior, who knows your case?
I haven't caught up with Junior because I was stuck in... I didn't even know if Junior's still with you or not. Because I told him I would come back to Canada. These officers in...
I would reach out to him.
Okay.
One, because he knows the case. Two, because of the circumstances where we can't really, tell him what's been going on. I don't know if it's got to be taken up a higher, up the ropes, but he should be able to definitely give you some kind of redirection on it now. I can see if he's working. He has left. He's still with York Region, but he's left the uniform status of working out of Richmond Hill, and he's in our headquarters, the specialty unit.
Okay.
But because you've got that history, I would definitely reach out. I'm going to see if he is actually, I'll look at it a different way.
Because I even have the video, madam, online. So the officers, because they dropped the ball over there, the commanders refused to appoint a detective to refuse to take in my intake. And when I kept coming in, they were either telling me, they were dodging me, or telling me, here's a police officer who's not a detective, who the police officer told me, I have no idea how to do this, I'm not a detective. Then finally, when I'm the one who pushed all the way up to the Attorney Regulatory Disciplinary Committee, because the FBI told me, I have the recording, FBI told me report that lawyer to the Attorney Regulatory Disciplinary Committee, which is like the Law Society, and he told me to report that police department to Internal Affairs. Suddenly, everyone has gone silent.
Okay, so what I would do, I just looked, Junior just finished up last night, and he'll be in Tuesday morning.
Tuesday morning.
Nope, Tuesday afternoon. I just saw the time. What I would do, one, because it's also going to be black and white, I would email him. Give him the information, tell him the status of what you've been going through, ask him for any direction that you can do moving forward.
Okay.
And because he should definitely be able to give you some kind of insight as to what to do, where to go, how to do it, and everything. One, because as I said, he knows your case, so he'll be able to know, okay, you've done all this. And as you said, incorporate in your email that when you were down there, they said, they had that extensive, which they did not, had that extensive talk with Junior and you and everything.
100%.
Because then he can see that it's also implicating.
That's all they're doing. They're they're covering up for their own selves.
Yeah.
And I kept telling them, I'm like, gentlemen, and they libeled and damaged my name and reputation. They didn't know that I was actually an informant that worked with other police departments in passing. You know, I even showed them the documentation. I even sent it to York Region. I have the documentation. I helped, during my small time as a medical student when I was over there, I was helping report to Des Plaines, PD, different townships. I was just doing my job. Like a medical student, when I see something that's harmful to society or endangerment of the public or elders, my job is to report to the police and give you guys...
This is what I can give you his email.
Yeah.
And this would be the best route to go, or at least start with, and he should be able to and give you some direction on where to move forward. So you're going to email his badge, which is 2090
Okay, I have his badge. I have his badge email. The problem is that as I was,
YRP.ca.
yeah, I have that one. The problem is that I had sent so much evidence at the time because I was also a victim, and I didn't realize that during when you become a victim, I became manic. I lost it. I just saw my doctor yesterday.
Well, what I would do then is I would drop him a quick email and just say, after calling in today, I'm reaching out. I understand that you're off till Tuesday. Is there any way that you can give me a call on Tuesday?
Sure.
I need your advice on how to proceed.
Sure, because the victims are all here.
And make it short and sweet so that you're not sending him like a...
That's exactly my flaw.
5-page text.
That's what was happening, madam. I had given them like all the evidence.
Then it's a hard read.
100%.
But if he can verbally hear you, or maybe he can meet up with you, depending on his schedule, because I know the specialty unit he's in is a sensitive one.
Okay.
But if he's either in between reports or investigations, then maybe he can meet up with you, or at least give you a call.
Sure.
And just drop him a quick email like that, and so email him and just say, hey, related back to whenever a couple things have happened, I'd really like to bounce it off you and get your opinion moving forward. Call the police. They advise that I email you since you're the one who has knowledge.
God bless you guys, man. I even showed the officers there. I showed them the settlement because they won't respond back. I even have the video of me trying to ask for their chief to come in, and he literally tells them to close the window in my face. He doesn't want to let anyone talk to me because he's young and he just got promoted and he doesn't want to look bad in front of people. And I'm like, I'm not trying to make you look bad. I'm trying to ask you to protect these elder people and these disabled people who are being incriminated in your jurisdiction. And then
there's a lot more knowledge and specialty units now for that purpose too. So it's become more, I don't want to say common, but with that there's more notice in people working with abuse against the elder or vulnerable people.
100%. And I also feel for that police department that's over there because I don't like putting down. I even showed them. I was one of the few people out in the street back in the day when people were making police look bad. I was the one who was recording the things that police do for the community, like raise money to help the disabled kids, help all the different events that they pull. And I'm like, people are just people, but it's okay. We've made a mistake. How do we move forward? When I showed this man, these officers, a settlement where the lawyer is asking for me to go quiet, acknowledging that he just committed disorderly conduct and misled the police and the authorities, asking me to remove the evidence using coercion and intimidation on an elderly person and me, and the fact that my mom is a doctor and I'm a medical scholar, and they're asking me to desist reporting to the government when we're mandated reporters. Like a doctor, just like a police officer, is a mandated reporter of elder abuse and disability abuse. And failure for us to do that can bring charges on ourselves. So all of a sudden, I'm like, seriously? This is what this lawyer wants to be as a settlement? And then I hired 2 lawyers and only found out then, the first lawyer doesn't go up to court because he's too lazy to go do his job. The second lawyer fails to tell me that he's under review by the Attorney Regulatory Committee for fraud and got disbarred. I'm like, what kind of snake pit is this? And then finally, it was kind of like Dorothy in the Yellow Brick Road. The FBI's telling me, report to the ARDC. And I'm like, I'm not a lawyer, but here I am sending out an email to the Attorney Regulatory Committee and sending out and CCing all the parties. And it's been like a dead silence. And I'm just like, I'm a medical student, for Christ's sake. And I'm like, how is it these people don't care?
That one I can't answer.
God bless you. But some of them are good. Like the ARDC is very good.
I'll definitely be able to help you out because I actually have to answer another call.
Okay.
So I didn't want to put you on hold.
God bless you.
Let you finish. But drop you an email, okay?
God bless you, madam.
Okay,
Thank you.
You too. Take care. Wish you the best luck.